Going for a quick afternoon spin on our shop Ibis Ripmo. So this is the large, pretty fresh build, this one. It's one of the bigger bikes that I could ride, but it feels like it fits okay. I could probably drop the seat into a collar a bit more. Seems to climb fairly well. This is the Ripmo AF. So it's the slacker alloy one. DVO suspension front and rear. Feels alright to climb, but we'll see what else it has in store. Feels like a steep enough seat. Definitely notice how slack it is, but that kind of feels good. Whew. Just catching my breath. I took a shortcut. All right. Whew. So far it climbs okay. Like a enduro bike. Check back when we start descending. Bike is our shop bike at Over the Edge Melrose. It's available for hire. So if you're interested to try it out for yourself, come and hit us up. And if you ask for me, that's Ben. I'll get it all set up nicely for you and get you out on the trails. Alright, so going to do a technical loop called dodging bullets. So I'll go on and off with the camera as we go. I'm going to start with the rear shock in the middle position because it's pretty pedally, and we'll try it a little bit more open as it gets rougher. Pedals pretty well. Man, really supportive suspension. Pretty efficient. I usually ride clips and I'm on flat pedals. Today seems pretty good so far. This bit's pretty tacky. No problems. Open up the suspension to see how that feels. Oh, straight away, they're a bit more plush, obviously. Ooh, this bike turns well for such a big bike. I feel like you can charge pretty easily. All right. Get a bit more speed going. Whee! Woo! Pretty easy to generate speed with. out. That was fun. So, first impressions are pretty good. It's a firm enough platform, but I don't really feel like I need to lock the shock out or anything. It's definitely a pretty big bike. Maybe if I was going to buy one, I'd probably get a medium, but this one's fine too. It's interesting that most of the Ibis bikes that we get at work seem to be spec'd with assegai front and rear, which seems, I guess for this bike, not so bad, but a lot of them, it's kind of a weird choice. It's a Diori 12 speed, which is fairly new to me. Has been a little fiddly to set up, but overall pretty good. I hate the Holotech crank sets, but I've had some time to get familiar with the bugs that they have, so it's all good. Brakes seem okay. Shimano basic 4-pot. They definitely stop plenty well. Feels like kind of easy to move the bike around. Easy to get the front up. I probably would ride this size. I think it's just the bars. I'll probably just cut them down to 750-ish and they'll be good to go. But in case you're wondering, is this too much bike for Melrose? Definitely not. It feels fine. I am huffing and puffing a bit, but that's because I've been working all day. But it feels pretty good. Like you just pedal around pretty normally. Don't try and win any XC races. Yeah, bike. Hope this in frame. Cool raw type finish. It's not a true raw. It's kind of like the Stump Jumper Evo I had. It's like a satin raw finish. Looks really cool. Covered it in some protective tape so that it stays nice and shiny. Yeah, you see the spec Diori cranks, Shimano 4-pot brakes, DVO Onyx SC on the front, DVO Topaz T3 on the back, Ibis wheel set, and a KS dropper. Right, get a little bit of water in. How's the view? How is that view? Absolutely awesome day. 18 hours of Melrose race was today. So many people in town frothing on mountain biking. So good. There's so many good chats with people in the shop. It's just great to be in a place where everybody just comes to get frothing on bikes. Jumps pretty well. Oh. Geez, it really comes alive if you get up to speed. Oi. This bit's super overgrown. Just let it roll. Those big wheels. That felt nice. Fairly agile surprisingly. It doesn't feel like a super stiff brawler like my enduro. It's more poppy and nimble while still being a bit of a plow. Oh, this sort of single track is exactly what it wants. Oh man, that's perla. Carrying good momentum up the hill. What have we got here? Stays online pretty well. So I think I've got the suspension tuned a bit choppy at the moment, but a bit more of a play with it, that would really come alive. No worries for the techie. Oh, I actually wish I filmed that whole part because that was super fun. But at least I got the jump hit. So just did a fair bit of climbing. Wasn't so bad. Handles are just fine. Definitely a big bike. A bit more in its element now. Find some fun stuff. Here we go. Yeah, stays online well. Got to lean it a fair bit. Hey, magpies are after me. That's alright, we got the Ripmo to get away. Oh, that was fun. Yeah. Just about nearing the end of my loop. So thoughts on this bike is it's like a kind of like a heavyweight trail bike. It's a bit beastly up the hill, but it's quite nimble, and it's worth it once you get up. So good trail bike manners. Responsive, fun, really fun. In control. Yeah. There we go. Stout, but kind of light on the trail riding pedal. For the dual slalom course. Really is the kind of bike where you've just got to be confident to lean it. Whew. Guess it'd be rude not to. Oh, good times. So like I said, this is one of our high bikes at over the edge of Melrose. Big props to my boss Rich for letting me take her out. Come in and see me, Ben, or Rich, and have a crack yourself. Yoop.